Have you been considering moving somewhere that's near Denver but not right downtown? Well, this might be the video for you. Today we're going to be exploring Erie, Colorado. Now, Erie is great because it provides a perfect mix of suburban charm, a little bit of that rural lifestyle, and it's still perfectly situated between Denver, Boulder, and Longmont, where it's right in the middle of everything that you're going to be wanting to do here on the Front Range. Now, Erie, have you heard of it? Well, you might not have. Erie, for the most part, has been kind of one of those towns that's been just a blip on the map, but in the last few years, it has experienced some explosive, and I mean explosive growth with a ton of new development. Historically, Erie has been known as a coal town. In fact, it was named after Erie, Pennsylvania when it was founded in 1871. They thought here in Erie was going to be as big of a coal boom as it was out east. Now, it did produce coal. In fact, this whole area is called the Carbon Valley because there were so many coal mines, but overall, it never produced quite as much as Erie, Pennsylvania. Regardless, all those mines are closed now, and it's been steadily growing since the mid-1990s with explosive growth just in the last few years with everything from agriculture to suburban development. Now, the nice thing about Erie is it maintains that historic charm, but now it has those modern amenities everybody's looking for. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Living in Colorado. I am Joe Benjamin, and I just want to thank you for being here. So we're going to continue getting right back into it, and let's talk a little bit about what is going on with the real estate market here in Erie. Now, as of late 2024, the median home price here in Erie was around $795,000. Now that's the median price. So we have homes that are well above $1 million and some that are down in the 400s and 500s if we're talking condos and townhomes. But overall, like much of the Front Range and the Denver suburbs, you're gonna wanna plan on spending somewhere between, at the absolute lowest, probably around $500,000 to $600,000 up to around $800,000 for a home here. Now that does get you quite a bit here in Erie overall. So in Erie, we have a lot of new build construction and these houses are massive. Now you can get anything from just a couple bedroom ranch up to a 3-story with walkout 4,000 or 5,000 square foot house in some of these communities. They're huge, but the nice thing is you have a ton of options to choose from. There's a ton of new neighborhoods and we are still in that building boom with new developments going in with Sunset Village. There's going to be a new neighborhood up north. They're still building in Collier's Hill. They're still building in Morgan Hill. A lot of new development. And they even have a new development going in Erie Highlands. Now that is not all of the new developments, but there is a ton, absolutely a ton of options when it comes to homes, let alone a lot of the houses that have already been here in established neighborhoods such as Northridge, the Erie Town Center. You have two very, very unique neighborhoods here as well. There is a fly-in community at the Erie Municipal Airport, which has a really unique opportunity where homeowners can have a hangar and taxi directly out to their runway. And then north of Collier's Hill, you have another aviation community at the Parkland Estates Air Park. Now these are super rare nationwide, and we have 2 of them right here in Erie, Colorado. So if you know anybody who is a pilot or an aviation enthusiast, they are gonna absolutely love Erie. Now, as far as housing types, we have a little bit of everything. So you have your old classic architecture that's in Old Town Erie, where you're gonna get stuff that is anywhere from the 1940s and on. You have brand new architecture in places like Flatiron Meadows, Collier's Hill, Erie Highlands, all sorts of stuff. And you also have a lot of custom homes. In fact, one of my favorite neighborhoods is actually going to be called the Erie Village. Now, what I love about Erie Village is if you're someone who likes color and eccentric houses, all of these houses have an old Victorian feel with wraparound decks. And here's the fun part. They are painted all sorts of bright and exciting colors. Green houses, purple houses, red houses, not your typical just beige or the couple of little bit of color palette you're seeing nowadays. These are very colorful neighborhoods. They're really fun and I absolutely love it. Now, just around the corner from Erie, we've got Lafayette, we have Superior, across the highway there is Firestone and Frederick. But the big towns that most people are looking for is Denver. We are about 20 to 25 miles north of Denver right here in Erie where I'm filming right now, and we're about 14 miles directly to the east of Boulder. Now, why is this significant? Well, it is a good starting place for most commutes. Whether you're going to be commuting into Boulder, it's only 20 to 30 minutes into downtown Boulder. And honestly, it's the same. From where I'm standing right here on the north side of Erie, it is only about 30 minutes to get down to the Denver Zoo or the Denver Museum of Natural History and that Park Hill area. About 35 minutes to get into downtown Denver or to Union Station. So it's very, very close. The proximity is really easy. You have a lot of different options, whether you're taking I-25, which can get a little bit busy during some of those busy times, or you can take US 287 or a number of other routes. Or if you wanted to take the Boulder Turnpike to get somewhere, you can get there as well. All right, guys, let's talk cost of living. So your taxes here in Erie, it depends on where you end up landing. So Erie is kind of unique where it is going to be split between Weld County and Boulder County. Now, depending on which side of that line you are on, your taxes will vary. In Weld County, realistically, they're going to be a little bit less because Weld County just has lower taxes. Now, Boulder County offers quite a bit for their taxes, but you are going to be taxed at a higher rate if you are on the west side of County Line Road, that is, which divides both Boulder and Weld County. Now, as far as utilities, most people are going to be paying between about $150 to $200 a month on average for their electric or gas or things like that. So nothing too out of the ordinary when it comes to utilities. Overall, groceries here in Erie are pretty standard across the Front Range. A family of 4 on average can expect to spend between around $750 upward to around $900 per month on groceries. So pretty much on par with what the rest of Colorado is doing. Now here in Erie, as of late 2024, the median home price was around $759,000. So we do have homes a little bit more expensive and a little bit less as well, but that was kind of the median real estate range. Now, speaking of real estate, as much as I love making these videos, I love helping people get into great homes or selling them if you're moving out of town. So feel free to hit me up anytime. My website right here, greatlifecolorado.com, or my phone number. I'm a one-man shop right now, so if you call that number, you're getting me, not an assistant. But anyways, back to talking about Erie. Into Denver, depending on where in Denver you're going, you're talking about 30 to 40 minutes. But the nice thing is from Erie, you can take the E470 tollway to Denver International Airport and be there in about 40 minutes. So it's really, really close and convenient. Also, it's only about 20 minutes to I-70 where you can hop on the highway and head straight into the mountains for all of the ski resorts, whether you like Vail, Winter Park, Breckenridge, Keystone, A-Basin, you name it. We are a short drive from the main thoroughfare, which is I-70, getting into the mountains. All right, so let's talk about a couple of the neighborhoods here. So we have a few that kind of piqued my interest. Now, these are all some of the neighborhoods that are a little bit newer and offer quite a bit. So Vista Ridge. Now Vista Ridge is probably the oldest of our new neighborhoods, but it is a neighborhood that is got a cool feature. It has the Colorado National golf course that runs right through it. And because of this, you have all sorts of really beautiful trails that go through and around the golf course. So if you're someone who likes to get out on the trails, this place is amazing. It's a beautiful spot and I love it overall. Now, Vista Ridge, like I said, has a luxury golf course, and their home prices range on the very bottom, somewhere in the mid-5s, but they can go up to $2.5 million for some of the more top-end homes. Now, the Erie Highlands is another newer community, and it has homes ranging in all sorts of different price categories. But the nice thing about Erie Highlands, it is family friendly. It has all sorts of different community options with parks and things like that, and they have a lot of modern home designs. Now, Flatiron Meadows, another master built community, has homes that are priced on average somewhere in the $700 to $800 range. Now, Old Town Erie, the lots are a little bit smaller, and these are going to be more your traditional homes, more of bungalow style, 1950s, 1960s style homes. You can probably grab a home downtown in downtown Erie or Old Town Erie for somewhere in the ballpark of $600,000 to $700,000. Now, the nice thing about getting something in Old Town Erie is on Briggs Street, which is the main street that runs through town, where most of the restaurants and amenities are. They close that down in the summer every, I believe it's Thursday night, for a farmer's market. On Friday evenings, they have free community concerts and parties, and they have a ton of events. So if you're within walking distance of Briggs Street, which is essentially Main Street Erie, you have walking distance access to all sorts of fun events. Now, I mentioned two other communities. Now, Collier's Hill, which is another master-built, master-planned community that has all sorts of great amenities, from a clubhouse with a pool, tons of walking trails, and everything like that. They have everything from smaller townhome-style homes to really big single-family homes that are 2 to 3 stories with walkout basements. Now, what I love about Collier's Hill is all of these houses. I have toured a ton of them. They are all built really well. There's a number of builders who put in there, everybody from Lennar, Richmond American Homes, Century Homes, a lot of different builders. So depending on what type of floor plan that you were looking for, you can probably find it in Collier's Hill. Now, just up the road from Collier's Hill is another one that's still being built in. It's Morgan Hill. Again, same builders that I just mentioned, and they also have great floor plans, great layouts, and great proximity to everything here in Erie without just being downtown. So it's a great spot as well. Now let's talk about things to do, why you might like Erie. So they have a ton of public parks. There's 2 or 3 dog parks, which are fully enclosed. In both cases, they have small dog areas and large dog areas, so that if you have a little timid dog or a big dog who might be a little bit more rambunctious, you can keep them separated. So you have dog parks everywhere. There is a ton of trails, miles and miles of trails. In fact, the Coal Creek Trail, which is one of the main trails that goes through the Erie area, which follows Coal Creek, connects a ton of the parks. You have, I think, 3 or 4 different parks within about a mile of just one section of the Coal Creek Trail, which is nice. So you can go on walks, you can go on runs, you can go on bike rides, a ton of things you can do outdoors. There is a disc golf course, which is great, and that's a lot of fun. And just recently, a new business opened up that uses the old rail line. It's Colorado Rail Bike Adventures. Now, this is a lot of fun. You guys should definitely check it out. It's where they took the old rail line and they made these pedal-powered carts that you can go down and ride on the old train tracks, which looks like a ton of fun. I haven't gotten a chance to do it yet, but I'm definitely going to soon because it looks like it's going to be a blast. Now, Coal Creek Park, which is a park on the east side of downtown Erie, is a really, really fun park. They just recently redid this park, and in the summertime, they have a splash pad, which is a lot of fun for the kids and adults as well. But they also have a regular playground associated with it. But the cool thing is, in the fall, they take down all of the infrastructure for the splash pad, and they put an ice rink right there on top of it. So we have ice skating in the winter, and then a splash pad in the summer, which is really, really fun. Now, right next to that, there's a big empty lot where they put in a garden center in the spring and a pumpkin patch and Christmas tree lot in the fall. So a lot going on downtown. And right there at Coal Creek Park in December, all December long, you can catch horse-drawn carriage rides through town. So if you're looking for something to do and just kind of have that nostalgic or romantic feel, Erie's definitely got you covered. Now, if you are into farm-to-table experiences, we got you covered here too. The 24 Karat Bistro, which is right downtown on Brick Street, is a farm-to-table restaurant. Amazing food. Highly recommend this place. Now, right next door to that is my favorite restaurant. They have a couple locations, one here in Erie, one in Longmont, and one Boulder. It is Lucille's. And Lucille's is a New Orleans style cafe. And if you like beignets, then you're gonna wanna check this place out. And if you like biscuits and gravy, when they bring their biscuits out, it is the size of a plate. They are huge. Absolutely love them, but definitely get the beignets. And you're also gonna wanna try their hot chocolate. It comes out in a comically large soup bowl cup mug, and it is to die for. You're gonna love it. So as someone who likes sweet stuff, you're gonna definitely wanna check out Lucille's, but they've got great Cajun food. They are breakfast and lunch only place, so get there early. Now, Erie also has a little bit of a reputation of being kind of the hot air balloon capital of northern Colorado. So they launch a ton of balloons from Lake Erie, which is a small lake down on the south side of town. But the Erie area also has the Erie Hot Air Balloon Festival every fall, where tons of balloons come out. They usually do a couple glow nights where they light up the balloons, and then 2 or 3 days of balloon launches. So whether you want to take a ride or if it's just something you like to go out and watch, we have a ton of fun. I bring my kids out there. We go out each morning and watch the balloons launch. It is just an absolute blast. and something you should definitely see. It's one of those things that everybody hears about, the Albuquerque Balloon Fest, which is bigger, granted, but to be able to get up close and personal with 20, 30 balloons in just such a small little area here in Erie, it's pretty fantastic, and the pictures you get out of it are amazing. Now, Erie also does a farmer's market. This is really fun. It runs May through September. Lots of fresh vendors. They have some crafts and things like that, but as far as a farmer's market, it's one of the few that a lot of farmers show up to, and they have a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables, which is great. And especially towards the fall when it becomes peach season, a couple of the farms from Palisade, Colorado, bring truckloads of fresh peaches right here to Erie, so you don't have to make that trek to the western slope. You can get fresh Palisade peaches by the case. Now, a trick for this is one of them, I believe it's Morton's farm, will sell what they call B-grade peaches. Now, these ones, they're perfectly fine, but they don't look quite as fancy, or they're slightly misshapen. You can get a whole case of those for about the same price as you can get just a little flat of just the perfect peaches. So that's what I always do. And then we have peaches for the rest of the fall. Now, Erie also has concerts in the park and town fair, which are a ton of fun as well. You can look those up on the Erie website. A lot of good stuff. Now, something that's really important to me and my family is the school district. Now, Erie is located in the St. Vrain Valley School District, and I believe there might be 1 or 2 schools that are on the Boulder side that are in the Boulder County School District. Now, the good news is both Boulder and St. Vrain are highly, highly rated school districts here in the state of Colorado. Now, the 3 schools that really have good honorable mentions here, at least from me, is Soaring Heights, PK8. Now, this is a PK8, so it's got the elementary and the middle school all in one building. Now, this school is a relatively new school, only a few years old, but it is a STEM-based school where they really, really try to push the kids in the science, technology, math, and they are one of the highest rated schools in the area for it. And the neat thing about St. Vrain's Valley School District is they have a robotics program, and these kids are building robots and going to national level robotics challenges and competitions, and bringing back a ton of awards right back here to Erie. So that's a lot of fun. Now, Erie High School, which is right next door, also has high academic marks when it comes to being rated. And then we also have Aspen Ridge, which is a prep school or a charter school, which is open to the public right down the road as well. Now, you also have a ton of other schools that are both in Boulder Valley and St. Vrain Valley School District. All have really, really good marks. I have nothing bad to say about any of them, but if schools are a concern for you, you should definitely check out all of their ratings, but St. Vrain and Boulder Valley usually do pretty well overall in all categories. So, what are the pros of living in Erie? The top 3. Well, it is a fast, big, booming area with a lot of infrastructure growth, which means that a lot of stuff is new and fresh, and you're getting all of the amenities that you want. It's a family-friendly area, and that's for whether it's just you as yourself or you have a family, whatever it is, it's a nice, welcoming environment. Everybody's really nice here. Now, the one that really I appreciate being a pilot myself is it does have this very aviation-friendly atmosphere with 2 air parks, and being a hot air balloon mecca, Erie is just really fun for its aviation aspects, especially if you like looking up and seeing airplanes. You're gonna see a lot of them here in Erie. Now, the other unique thing about Erie is it has the only velodrome, which is a bicycle track that is here in Colorado. And it might be one of only 1 or 2 in the United States that is an outdoor wood velodrome. So you're gonna have to check that out. The community parks and the rec center and library here in Erie are amazing. Now, Erie Community Park is massive. It has a ton of parks in it, or playgrounds in it. It also has a skate park, which is phenomenal, and it has a pump track. Now, if you're not familiar with a pump track, this is basically like a BMX course that you can go up, down, and by using a little bit of conservational momentum, you can go around the whole track without pedaling. But this is a ton of fun for kids, a ton of fun for adults, bikes, skateboards, you name it. But the Erie Community Park is really, really nice. They got big fields for softball, baseball, soccer, and they even do a couple of mud runs right there in the summer. Now, right next door to that is the Erie Library, which is just a great facility. They've got everything you could need, from places to rent out to do some study work. They got books, they got movies, they even rent out board games, which is amazing. Now, the cons. Now, everywhere has got some downsides. Now, if you are someone who likes a really happening nightlife, Erie might not be for you. But the good side is you're only a short drive away from Boulder or Denver or anywhere else that you might want to be to get some of that nightlife. But here in Erie, it's just a sleepy little town when it comes to anything past about 8 p.m. Now, it does have a couple of bars downtown or microbreweries. There's Echo Brewing Company, which serves craft brewing, and there's the Old Mine Cidery, which is also great. And if you just want a sweet treat, they do have Lick's Ice Cream Shop that is right next door. So there's a few things, but none of these are going to be that nightclub, nightlife type of scene that you're probably looking for if you're a big nightlife person. Now, this next one hits everybody, and it's not an Erie specific problem, but HOAs. Now, a lot of these new communities are master plan, master built communities, and with that, you get a lot of amenities, but you also get some pretty steep HOA fees. Now, we're seeing anywhere between, on the low end, around $85 up to $200, depending on where you're at in Erie or which community that you are in per month. So those HOA fees are something you're going to need to research and see what exactly you're getting for that money. Now, this is a pro and a con. Rapid growth. Yeah, so Erie is exploding on a level that is just unseen in the last couple of decades as far as this area is concerned. And the good thing is you're getting a lot of new development, both in residential and commercial spaces, but the infrastructure might be not able to keep up. So that means you might get a little bit of overcrowding in the school system here in the next few years, and you might get a little bit of overcrowding on the streets. Now, we haven't seen it yet, and so far they're building enough schools to keep up with the demand, but where we are starting to see it is it seems like the restaurants and grocery stores and things like that are getting more and more busy, which is good for those local businesses, but they're slowly but surely reaching their capacity. So the rapid growth is meaning there's more people, which means a little bit of crowding, which is a problem everywhere. But that being said, we're still growing a lot here in Erie, so hopefully everything catches up as well. So this was a brief taste of Erie overall. So if this sounds like a place that you might want to end up, you should definitely give me a call. Here's my phone number. Here's my website. I absolutely love showing people this town and really anywhere here in Northern Colorado. But if you want to learn more, you can definitely go to my website and check out some more homes for sale in Erie, and I'd love to chat with you about it. Until next time, this is Living in Colorado. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button. Definitely helps us out, and we'll see you next time.